Welcome everybody, this is your Strategy Wolf and welcome back to Strategic Command American Civil War. Welcome back to our 6th turn versus LCanidestroyer in our play by mail match, and things are really tense. Recently we saw, like, due to our proclamation of rights, Emancipation Declaration, early want to get Giuseppe Garibaldi in the game. Kentucky is really swingy and we're really stressed or concerned about it. Anyways, there's also like a lot of other fronts to open up very soon, so yeah, interesting times. Apart from this, before we get in, if you haven't yet, it would be lovely if you leave me a like and a subscription. This is the currency that keeps me motivated and keeps this channel going, so thank you very much for that. It doesn't cost you anything, so thank you for the support for this channel. And yeah, after that, let's just jump right in together. Alright, here we go. Okay, the enemy pushes here up here with the HQ. Okay, takes Carthage. Oh, the mine is under pressure. Interesting. But is a little bit exposed here in southern Missouri. Okay, the enemy moves up to the Manassas and in El Paso. Oh, I see the first unit in New Mexico. Interesting. We are a little bit unprepared over there. I hope I can bring our regiment down here as soon as possible. Alright. Carthage captured. California Governor Downey begins recruiting volunteers for the Union. Very nice. And yeah, Mr. President, the states of California and Oregon and the Western Territories stand ready to support the war effort. Owing to a great distance and limited infrastructure, the rebels will have no ability to attack these locations directly. You will receive the income of these regions each turn as supplies and goods are transported over the western trails. Note that if Denver should ever fall to the rebels, we can expect the wagon trains to cease and the MPPs they deliver to be lost. So yeah, Denver shouldn't fall, but I think this should be easy to prevent. While units already on their way to the Colorado and New Mexico territory should be sufficient to maintain control of this position, additional forces will be released from duties in Oregon should Denver come under direct threat. Alright, maintain control over this Colorado territory for sure. We've got 2 brigades, alright, and let's have a quick look over here together what the enemy did over here. They attacked our 1 regiment in... Oh! We didn't even make it to the town, interesting, but we've still got Joplin supplied. We've got another one here to protect, maybe the mine. And yeah, well, that's going to be interesting since there's an HQ here and 1 more regiment of the enemy, but we've got actually a lot of cavalry, so we get good reconnaissance, and with a little bit of luck, we might cut them off. Yeah, main priority obviously lies in keeping the control of this mine, since it's a value of 12 MPP at the moment, and it might go up even to strength 10 and therefore 20 MPPs. So yeah, this is probably the hottest spot over here. Let's have a quick look over here to the Potomac. So they catch up with us at the Manassas. I guess it was a wise decision of us not to move too much forward. We badly need some reconnaissance over here because it's really hard to move if you don't know what the enemy has to offer over here. So very interesting. But coming to the, for me personally, most interesting question of this very turn before I get into my thinking pause, the question of Kentucky. As you remember, calling out the Emancipation Proclamation for Giuseppe Garibaldi costed us some in between 5 and 30% attraction of Kentucky. At the very same turn, with the capitulation or surrender of Jefferson City and of Missouri, I got some extra some movement back into our direction. But at the end of the last turn, something else. Oh god, well, there was some kind of event that made Kentucky move also once again more towards the Confederate direction, or I didn't know, maybe the effect was just the one from the very event and just came in late. Anyways, we were at 11% towards the Union and we invested in diplomacy to keep this position for Kentucky, and now is the moment of truth where we'll see where we stand right now. And Kentucky, whoo! 15% towards us. Okay, so probably now every turn they go, if they tend to our side, they keep on going. Yeah, so the shift, okay. Very nice to see. And then with the... Oh. And while just being so happy about it, I just realized I can apparently invest further into Kentucky. I thought it was capped at 3 investments, 3 chits per nation, but apparently you can go even 5 times. I didn't know that. Yeah, this will leave me with some other thoughts about if you'd rather keep on investing in this. But before, let's maybe have another look on the enemy. And the enemy hasn't invested any further in there. So it might have been the case that the enemy is really hardcore in Western Kentucky, but I doubt it. This would be so insane if Confederates go with 600 MPP so early in just Kentucky. It's quite a gamble. So I doubt that must have happened. And the enemy seemed to have produced a lot last turn. Let's have a quick look. Yeah, there's like, okay, maybe there were also reinforcements to be made, since it was a high investment turn, but there was no research or diplomacy investment by the enemy last turn. Interesting. For us, yeah. If you remember correctly, we are at our research maximum right now. We have just 50 left to the maximum. We can't spend, or we could spend on submarines actually, but I will not. Or the tanks that belong to the submarines. So we are done with our research. So this turn we're probably gonna go hard in production as well. Anyways, let me have my thoughts first, and I'll be right back to present you my actions in a second. See you then. Alright guys, I'm back, and yeah, as always we will start off in the very west, and looking at this situation I'm a little bit shocked. I might have underestimated the distance, overestimated distance, since the CAF here in El Paso is not that far up here. I think the event told us that we're gonna get some reinforcements here from the western states, from Oregon and so on, and also later we'll get some Californian troops coming in from here. So yeah, this is kind of expected, of course. Really defending southern Arizona almost impossible, but I feel like moving the one regiment from over here from Colorado to the east was maybe, I think it's this one down here now, might have been a little bit of a mistake. For sure we're gonna move these guys back. Oh no, oh god, no. Oh gosh, guys, yeah, I can't reach, oh god. Alright, and thanks to my misclick, because I wanted to send them actually down here to the other one, they would have come to Fort Pueblo, Fort Barclay. Now they're going to Pueblo, Colorado. Holy, oh god, guys. Yeah, another stupid mistake. Yeah, well, let's hope the enemy doesn't push up too hard and maybe secures the mine, and I will get some extra troops. Do we have... I hope I'm not doing something really bad over here. The enemy doesn't need to know, so let's see what happens about that. I'm almost tempted to send also these cavalry reinforcements. Make sure. Okay, this is a new situation that I didn't think about right now. Maybe we'll wait for those guys, how this turns out down here. Yeah. So this is still an option to bring those guys also back here. I didn't even think about. So then we would have no problems basically bringing them down from here in one turn. So yeah, they could not break through here. Maybe that's the solution. However, yeah, I feel like in a new Union match I wouldn't bring these regiments over here. I was maybe a little bit too greedy. Nevertheless, let's have a look down here at the situation here in Joplin and Fort Baxter and Carthage. So we couldn't man Carthage last time, meaning that here's a supply value of 2 that the enemy, yeah, the enemy profits, or it can be supplied to some extent. However, we can siege it and then maybe cut it off supply. Question is obviously if the enemy is gonna be capable or yeah, of taking it back. But I feel no. The enemy just has the HQ here, which is actually quite vulnerable. I don't see any other troops down here. In this case, I'll actually move up here to get even better reconnaissance. Yeah, we will attack. I think we'll encircle them actually. Here, the Cherokee are not in the war already. I will take them for a bit, so I think we can even expose here Fort Baxter. So I feel like I think you need 3 units on surrounding a city or a town to start a siege, which will lower the supply value every single turn. And yeah, you guys can be actually reinforced. Well, will we go here? That's the question, to cut them off with these guys. Oh god, I shouldn't have reinforced so quickly. Well. Okay, we can't force march into Springfield, which is sad. Oh, so we can't take it. Okay, these guys, this regiment can retreat to Springfield, however, then we'll take up here to Marshfield, obviously. This is a clear move. Oh, let's do the attack first. Price being attacked. You guys have to stay here. Now we started already. This has to be done now. Joplin is actually no problem as long as the mine is being occupied. If we lose Joplin, no problem at all. Question is, if Price moves to Joplin now, the supply would be there, right? Difficult one. Maybe up here. I'm wondering if I should. Maybe that's what I should do. Yeah. March them to Joplin. So this supply source is not available for them. These guys should be kind of, for the moment, without supply, or at least limited supply. These guys will come in handy here. Lovely. You guys follow up to the front. Okay, then I can actually use this cup to go to Fort Barclay, so everything is good over here. And we have some quick reinforcements with this cavalry brigade. Let's see what further reinforcements we'll get from the west coast. So maybe we'll bring some guys back, because obviously also cavalry brigades are also quite nice as a reconnaissance thing. And here's a lot of space, and you see we have no CAF over here, which is really sad since we can't see anything. Yeah, cavalry brigades are cheap, fast, and good reconnaissance, so it shouldn't be downplayed, I'd say. But yeah, this is a situation. I don't know. The enemy was a little bit risky over here. We have quite some troops around. Let's see how this turns out. And you guys, yeah, this regiment, the regiments also have some value for me, I must say, because they could be used as cheap blockers for partisans, for example, later, and you can't rebuild them. So I'm moving them over here. My intention for this regiment is maybe to go to Cairo as some kind of, yeah, to replace actually this brigade. So we can, Cairo should be at least, yeah, somebody should be here, but then we can use this brigade either up here or moving down into further to Arkansas or Missouri. Let's see, you guys can move down this brigade. And yeah, this regiment, oh, okay, there's a regiment, a brigade. We are running into the ambush, but yeah, okay, that's nice. Let's retreat over here. Good that we spotted something. I don't know if they will be able to kill us. If so, then they will. Like, it's also not a drama to lose a regiment, but good that we see the enemy over here. All right, so much about Missouri. So yeah, we'll see the Ohio River. Still no troops around, which I need to build up. And I will. But for the moment, all right, let's see. Back to West Virginia. Okay, we've got the partisans here, so we should not move out of here. However, maybe down here, so the HQ controls this field. And how's the supply looking? Just moving down a little bit. This is mainly to annoy the enemy. Yeah, as you see, the supply situation is really terrible down here. There must be a lucky to push through. The enemy has long enough time to act. But if I feel like if you'd see the borders push down every single turn, you would wonder if you'd know something is coming, and you might react and put some units down here that are missing somewhere else. So this is the main task of this little push. Over here, can we take Lewisburg? Is there anything or not? Nothing. So nice, we take it. And I guess same here. Enemy must have, there's enemy troops in the beginning. The enemy must have redirected those brigades. Enemy standing very deep in general. Or why not? But interesting. And over here, oh god, the supply is already super bad over here. These guys are actually being without supply. So let's move them back in while you guys can move up. The partisans are up here, alright. Let's always control next turn. And we need an HQ if we want to push towards Staunton or risk the life. I mean, This is a 10 mine, you know, it's 20 MPPs. It would be almost worth sacrificing this very unit to move in here, but yeah, maybe next turn on. I at least want this one supply, yeah. Okay, this armored train is here as a cheap blocker for this partisans, just 150 MPP, so I will consider actually, if I control this area, for example, or this, getting another armored train. I don't really see their fighting value, but I really like them as unit to help out with the partisans. So we can use this brigade to move a little bit more forward, and yeah, we could cross into Shenandoah, but how's the supply situation? Oh! Not that as dire as I thought. Actually, we're getting some supplies from up here. Then let's take this. Interesting. Okay, then let's move in hard here. And yeah. It's more tempting to attack with a 1 to the brigade than this regiment. Otherwise, but on the other hand, we could potentially push them out of Winchester and take this little town. That's why we're attacking Winchester. Not really successfully, okay. Well, it is what it is. It's under pressure at least. And over here... Yes, then let's at least close this gap. We have 2 new brigades and I'm pretty willing to deploy both of them here on the Potomac front. Or actually, do I need to? Yeah, here don't want to attack. Yeah, we need definitely a reserve in here. Let's do it already. There's no negotiation about that. And the question is, shall we move up these guys and then bring one guy over here? I think so, yeah. Let's move up a little bit and then bring in another brigade in here. If we're getting too many, we can always use the rails to put them over to the Ohio River, and the next reinforcements will probably also be deployed over here, since now we've got quite a huge amount in this area. It's nice to see, and which basically means we're also already done, because I'm not getting out of my defensive position over here. Could argue if you want this brigade rather here or here, but I think I try to protect this street. That's better here with these two. Yeah, so quite interesting. Now that leaves us basically just some fleet action for this turn. We've got this frigate. Let's move it down. We've got this frigate. One is blocking off here the Potomac. Okay. Yeah, and here I think we can actually move down a bit here from Fort Monroe. We'll need them more frigates down here. Here we're already in the position to at least, you know, block off this. We have 2 units, at least 1 unit within 2 hexes. Oh my god, I always misread this entire text. 1 unit, I was understood 2 units within 1 hex, but that's my fault. All right, so let's start blockading a little bit harder. Next turn you come in. Good to know. Well, they're still a little bit vulnerable, but the enemy for sure doesn't have a big fleet at the moment as well. That's it down here. And over here we've got, yeah, this frigate coming in to reinforce. And we have the first, oh, very interesting to see. We've got the first convoy route really open, and we can block this off. You just do this job. And you guys are also a raider and can also hunt this convoy a bit. Alright. So much about the fleet, I'd say. You stay here to block off the Chesapeake Bay as you used to. On the other fronts, there's not so many possibilities, which basically leaves us with our production and research tab. And yeah, I feel like that I thought too much about Kentucky anyways, and 300 should be fine. Even if the enemy, I heavily doubt, the enemy has also 5 chits, invested 600 already. In diplomacy means there's no chit left for her. And I think by the way they came in, let's have a look, check it once more before to make sure, so you can understand what I'm talking about. 300, 200, 100. So this is one single chit. This is for sure. Since this is a single chit, and she invested 600 and she has only 5 available, one at least must be 200. So one is in the great powers. It could be the case. So in this case, it means there could be a chance that she invested 4 chits, since it seems to be possible into Kentucky, which I still doubt. Which would mean she has maybe a 3% chance of success per turn, because I got 3 in. By a rate of 15%, and it's growing apparently now at the end of, or like in the summer, especially in autumn, that I feel like I don't have to do that. Everything else is just like too much, and also then it's just like feeling too insecure, and I'd rather invest it somewhere else, and that is what we are gonna do. So let's invest. What we're gonna invest in this time, we ordered already only some brigades, some rangers, and I started to produce some 2 river ironclads and some river ships. This time I want to focus really on our troops. And yeah, what I was complaining before, we most definitely need a cavalry division, since we have no cav over here and I want reconnaissance. So they're really expensive, weaker actually than divisions in the terms of their punching power, but they're quite helpful here and there. So we're getting Averil out, which leaves us 697, and we're getting 2 divisions out, the Augur and the Iris division, leaving us with 97, which could be a river gunboat, but I have different plans for that one. And yeah, it's a little bit not the most roleplay, but we're fighting, it's not a single player match where roleplay plays a role. This is a hard a fight for victory. I will replace Mr. McDowell over here, since he's really terrible. I mean, we don't have any, with research they were gonna get better, but this is like the, I feel like there's no, yeah, we have no worse general than him. And this cost us 60 MPP. Historically speaking, McDowell was apparently an intelligent man and led, without any experience, he led kind of corps-sized units in the battle here at Bull's Run at the Manassas. And yeah, wasn't very successful, so he got replaced in August actually, and was just leading smaller units for the rest of the war. In our case, yeah, he didn't manage to take Winchester despite his major superiority over here, which leads to a replacement with, and now we can pick one of the 4 force here. No, it can go from alphabetically or something. I'll just go intuitively for Mr. Gilbert and spend another 60 to replace Mr. Dowell, but you see we have a double the successful general, and this will save up a lot of MPP later. Will improve our troops, I think, in the fights here at the main front. So yeah, I feel like this was a very justifiable move. And with these words, I feel like we're at the end of our turn. There's one last control check that we didn't forget anything. Our ships have been moved, very nice. We've panicked over here in Arizona, kind of cut off the dudes here in Carthage. Yeah, and I feel like this is it. We can't do anything else. Let's see what the enemy is going to do with that. And let's send it and finish together. Any more events? These guys moved to Pueblo, what we didn't want, or Fort Barclay. The Confederacy signs a treaty of friendship alliance with the Chickasaw Nation. Alright. Cherokee would be quite bad. Choctaw as well. Brazil recognizes the Confederacy as a belligerent in the Civil War. Okay. Well, some breakthrough at the field telegraph. Well, maybe not the most important technology. Yeah, I would have preferred others. And that's it. But yeah, having solid income. Now the Californians are coming in. I think this was missing still last turn, so it's getting a little bit more. And yeah, I'm looking already forward to the next one. So yeah, coming back to the very start, if you haven't yet, still think about leaving me a like and a subscription would be very nice of you. And apart from this, see you in the next episode when we have, which it's going to be an interesting one, since I really wait for the first real attack where the enemy is going to surprise us, or yeah, action is getting slowly in and our production ramps up. So yeah, it's going to get only more exciting. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye, your Strategy Wolf.